just a religious exercise. It's a covenant access or covenant way to access God, to access the kingdom of God, to access the treasures of the kingdom. So prayer must be taught. If a man will always generate answers to prayer, it must be taught. It must be taught. That's why they came to Jesus. Teach us to pray. How you can begin to pray and begin to generate answers to your prayers. Number one, Psalms chapter 65 verse 1 and 2. Psalm 65 verse 1 and 2. It said, "Oh God, it is right for us to praise you in Zion and keep our promises to you." Verse 2. Because you answer prayers. Now listen. The first thing you need to know in order to generate answers to prayer is to believe that God answers prayers. God answers prayers. You must believe it in your heart before you even start the prayer. God does not store prayers. God does not ignore prayers. God answers prayers. If you are not sure in your heart before you start praying, that prayer cannot be answered. In fact, some people believe that what they are about to ask is too big for God to answer. Some people don't even know. Some people don't even have any preparedness of heart. Your heart must be firstly prepared. You must first of all prepare your heart to believe that this prayer I'm about to pray, God will answer you. Now listen, if you don't believe that God will answer you, there's no need for you to pray. You see, don't just pray religiously. Don't just pray religiously. You must come to a point where you believe. The Bible says, it said, call unto me. Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 3. He said, call unto me, and I will what? And I will answer you. Call unto me, and I will answer you. I tell God, God, you told me to call unto you, and you will answer. So as I call unto you, you must answer. So you must believe that God truly answers prayers. Is that okay? Number 2, stop complaining in prayers. God does not answer complaints. He only answers prayers. He does not answer complaints. You see, a lot of people think they are praying, whereas what they are doing is that they are only complaining. That's why I said prayer must be taught. No matter the complaint you bring to God, God does not answer complaints. God, you know, I am your son. God, you know, look at what the world is doing to me. Look at this. Look at. God does not answer complaints. Emotions does not move God. Tears alone does not move God. He's not bothered about our complaints. And most of the time, because of religion, what we are trained to do in the place of prayer is to complain. Let's read 1 Kings chapter 17. 1 Kings chapter 17 verse 19. There was a case of a woman that lost her child, a widow that lost her child. God had once used Elijah for her. I think that was a widow of Zarephath or something. And then the child died. Look at verse 19 beginning. Verse 19, the Bible said, and he said unto her, the child had died. And so the woman brought the child to Elijah. Now Elijah wanted to pray for the child. Let's look at how Elijah prayed. And this is how many of us pray. The Bible says, and he said unto her, give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom and carried him all into a loft where he abode and laid him upon his own bed. Now look at the next verse. And he cried unto the Lord. Did you see that? Elijah cried unto the Lord and said, O Lord my God, hast thou also brought evil upon the widow with whom I sojourn by slaying her son? The only thing Elijah could do was, Lord, have you brought evil upon this woman's son? Is that prayer? That's complaint. That's complaint. Lord, see, I have served you and served you, and yet there is nothing happening in my life. That's not prayer, that's complaint. When Elijah said this, did he see any answer? No answer. God didn't answer that. But look at what happened. When Elijah now switched to prayer, look at what happened. Next verse. Verse 21 and 22. The Bible says, and he stretched himself upon the child 3 times and cried unto the Lord and said, O Lord my God, I pray thee. Did you see that? Let this child's soul come into him again. Now this time Elijah was praying. The first time Elijah was complaining. He complained and God never answered, because God does not answer complaints. He only answers prayers. This time Elijah prayed. He said, Oh Lord, I pray unto you, let the soul of this widow's child return back to him. And the Lord heard the voice of Elijah. You see, when you stop complaining and you start praying, God will hear your voice. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they think they are praying, whereas they are only complaining. They are only complaining. You must quit complaining in the place of prayer. There is nothing that you are going through that God is not aware. So quit complaining. Approach him with your request. He said, come unto me and present your case. You don't complain by presenting your case. A good lawyer will tell you that before they appear in court, they have to prepare the case very well. They don't just tell stories. If you appear in court and you are just telling stories, what happened? They shun you, they sit you down. You don't have facts. You don't complain. You table your requests in prayers. If you want God to answer your prayers, if you want to command answers to prayers, you quit complaining in the place of prayer.